Good morning, Freedom Tour 2023, episode 58. We got to talk about Gigsy today. Gigsy be calling us out. Gigsy been putting us on notice with this video here. Beautiful pause moment, by the way. Officially calling out every raid content creator. Please watch it. Description down below. Pinned comment. Watch the video. It boils down to a boycott of the game. Now, there's two things I need to preface at the beginning of this. And we're going to talk about this a bit. Maybe we're going to get, because I see all these dots and it's driving me bonkers. There's kind of a couple things we need to discuss about it. But essentially, he wants all content creators just boycott. Don't push the tournaments. Don't push the fusions. Don't pull shards in a 25x. Don't cater to the bad faith position that Plarium continually takes essentially against us. And I have two things to that. First off, I agree with him 100%. In principle, there's a few points that I don't know if I agree with. But in principle, I agree with what he says. We shouldn't. And that's why I stopped. I stopped when I started making this series. I stopped making content that was basically leaning into the BS that Plarium has put us through time and time again. This summon boost, I already saw. Let's show this up here again. If we move over, so bad. That's Cold Brew Gaming, who did a 25x summons, pulled all the shards, and it's not good. Because it's still nothing. It might be a couple percentage rather than nothing. So it's a great percentage chance if you pull a legendary, of which ancient shards have a 0.5% chance because they're not adding a 2x, combining it. And I'm not going to go into that whole thing. We asked for it to be changed. They changed it. They made it over complicated, and as a result, it's not as intended, and it's not going to satisfy the people. That's just Plarium's. That's the development cycle now. That's the actual development cycle. It's been that way forever. So I'm behind the sentiment of this video. He looks like he's on the toilet or something. Looks like he's passing gas, and he found out it wasn't. It's not gas. Number two, I'm already doing that. As you know, if you've been watching this, I'm already doing that. So I'm already on. I'm already part of the movement. I don't do fusions. I don't do I do summons when I feel like doing summons. If we wait so that, like the 1+1, why not? I'll open up one sacred shard. It's not going to matter. We opened up Amanda's. She got Rotos. It's all the cool stuff, right? But God, I gotta use that as a thumbnail. That's the thumbnail, hey? That's gotta be the thumbnail. I don't know how to screenshot. Okay. That's the thumbnail for sure. Okay, so there's a couple roadblocks in this whole thing, and there's a couple of points that I want to make. But I wanted to preface it by saying I am not a Plarium apologist. I've left because of what Plarium's doing. I haven't left because I don't enjoy the game anymore. I've left because Plarium has created an environment where I don't enjoy the game anymore. At least how I was playing it, and how I was spending. It wasn't about the spend of the money. I could have just dialed back the spend, because I have a budget that I can on this game. It's a business, so I can write off a certain amount of that. It's not my primary job, so I don't have the same level of as like an Ash who mentions this all the time. But I still do have a budget that's not my wallet, and I still can use that budget into this game. And I've chosen not to. In fact, I've chosen to take that budget elsewhere. To Watcher of Realms. I'll get to the point. So there are some roadblocks. So even though like I said, I'm on this train with you, Gigsy. A few points I want to make. First off, roadblocks, obstacles. First off, Ash and Hell Hades are the two biggest content creators. So when we call out every content creator, we're really calling out those two because those two can affect the most change in the scape, period. Because they have the greatest viewership. But how many people actually watch their videos? They have a lot of probably cross fans or subs. And they're getting 30 to 50,000 views. You'll see a peak on one of their videos, hit 80, 90. It's been a long time. The old days, they were getting hundreds of thousands in some of their videos. But as far as like if they put out a video today, by the end of the week, they're getting tens of thousands, less than 100,000. Usually in that 50,000 mark, 30 to 50. And those are probably mostly repeat customers. A few that come in and out. They have 200,000 subs. A lot of those have probably moved on to other games. So I would venture to say that just about everyone who watches YouTube and plays this game, of the English-speaking language at least, is probably subbed to them. Even if they don't watch them, not fans sometimes, they probably still sub them so they can see the general content. It helps you know what's going on. Oh, there's a video saying Plarium did it again. Let me find my favorite content creator and watch it. Those are the sort of things that you do with it. So the point I'm trying to make is there's millions of people that play this game. And there's a fraction of them that watch YouTube. A small fraction, in my opinion. I don't know how many people play this game. If you believe Plarium, it's 8.8 billion. It's hundreds of millions of downloads. A lot of people do it, you know, like, oh, one of my favorite content creators is doing a sponsorship. I'm gonna download, get through the thing, and then quit. There's a lot of dead accounts out there, I'm sure. People just doing their referral program, all that. But there's probably tens of millions of people that actively play the game. At its peak anyway. Now, is there still tens of millions? Don't know. So out of the tens of millions, a very, very small fraction actually watch YouTube. Most just play the game, right? And of the whales, of the ones that can actually affect change through monetization, because that's what Plarium uses as a gauge, is how financially successful an item is to decide whether or not it's good. How many of those people that can we reach to say you need to stop spending in order to affect change? And I think, unfortunately, not enough is the answer. I don't think that YouTube content creators have a big enough reach to be able to really affect that change. Or at least that's the roadblock, is that it's difficult to reach those who are spending, the big spenders. Ash spends money, sure. Big Papa spends money. Hell Hades probably doesn't spend as much as he used to, but still has to spend money. It's all a write-off. It's part of their business. So they could stop it, and they could, and maybe they could get some of their people to change. But I don't know if it would be enough. So how do we reach first roadblock? How do we reach the actual spenders, the people, the consumers, the whales, the krakens, who aren't swayed by what a content creator says, or even doesn't watch content creators? That's the biggest. That to me is the one roadblock. And the second roadblock is, it's not Plarium, it's you, the viewer. I'm sorry, I have to put you on notice here. I have to call you out on this, and I'll explain it. I'll explain it well, and you can either agree or disagree. Civil discourse. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you like, no, that's BS or not? But the second one's a lot harder. So I saw a comment on JGigs' video that's like, the content creators won't do anything because they're scared. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We're not scared of shit talking Plarium. We're not scared of stopping spending in the game. We're not scared of doing content that doesn't put them in the greatest light. We're not. The problem is not Plarium. It's a viewer. And so many people here, like, here, my big, and I'm not going to call it any names. I'm not, like, these are legitimate feelings, but I think they're misguided. My biggest gripe with most CC for Raid is that they'll make a video discussing their concerns, then immediately in their next videos talk positive, or always playing devil's advocate when it comes to events, when they know it's a trash system, but they feed the machine. Well, no one ever plays devil's advocate on events. They always say, look, the power creep is real. It's not cool. We don't like it. It has nothing to do with addiction. It's you guys. It's you. Right? Here's another one. Although you constantly rant about the dev, your passion for the game is admirable, I think, and it's not simple because the salaries are for the CCs. There may be a few big CCs like Hell Hades Nash, who may not be much affected if they got kicked out, but I think other CCs, it's their livelihood nonetheless. We're not going to get kicked out. We're not going to get kicked out. The only people who got kicked out was a temporary ban for Bionic for literally showing people how to cheat a speed hack in the game. Yes, was he bringing awareness to it? Yes. Did he do it right? No. He got suspended for literally cheating in the game, making a video to show you how to cheat in the game. He went through the step-by-step. He showed you the program, and they showed you how it works in the game. If he would have just said this is a problem and maybe had some snapshots, but never actually showed the step-by-step on how to get it to work, it might not have been an issue. And they just suspended him for a month and then let him back in. Stu got kicked out because of how flippant he was about it. Because he actually was actively telling people to do it on his stream. I was there. I saw it. Stu went too far. Now, was he doing it just for hyperbole? Yes. Was he doing it for views? Was he doing it for shock value to get some attention? Probably. But it's still the way he went about it is the reason. And then I think he still had a hope. But it sounds like his interactions with the creator team or with the liaison was so bad that he had no chance. And that's why he's the only person that's gotten permanently kicked out of the creator program. A couple others for being caught cheating have. And then the other one was when Hell Hades gave Saf access to the test server. This is what it takes to get kicked out of the creator program. I've seen people in the creator chat who haven't played the game or made a video in months. Still in the chat. What? You don't even have to, once you get to where you want to be, you don't even have to make videos in the game to be on part of the creator program. What love is that? No one's gonna get kicked out for making disparaging comments about Plarium's system and the way they are. We all do it. And as far as why we make the content, then it's because, and I'll come back to it, it's because of you. And I am the perfect example. I was not big in the scape. I was well known. I had videos. I could put out a video, get 2,000 views. Perfect. Like clockwork. 1 to 2. A couple failed, couple went really big, but that was the general. I'd make a top 10 video about epics. I'd make some kind of fun video that had nothing to do with it. That thing would tank, and then I'd make a shard opening video, get a couple thousand, and I wasn't even known for shard videos, so that wasn't my bread and butter like many others. But as soon as I stopped, as soon as I said I'm done, and as soon as I went to this, where I just come out here, we chat, and I play the game, the second that happened, I now get 200 to 400 views. So I get 1/10 the views. That's not Plarium's doing. Plarium didn't decide to prioritize shard opening videos over daily grind videos. Right? Even JGigs, who's probably the best in this thing, which is just play the game daily, chat, talk about what he's trying to do for the day in his account. I think that given his reach and given the number of viewers he has and given his personality, if he were playing the game like Scratch, like Hell Hades, like Ash, he'd have 10,000 views a video easily. He chose not to. He chose a different path, but his views are suffering because of it, or at least he's not hitting his full potential because of it, and he's okay with that, and he's okay with what he's doing and how he's doing it, and bless him. But it's the viewer that dictates the change. And when I make a video opening shards, or JGigs, or hell Hades or Ash makes a video opening shards, and those videos get 10 times the views of other videos, that's Plarium. It's not Plarium bots, it's you guys watching it. So how are you to tell a person to stop making those videos when those are the videos you watch? And because they're the videos that you watch, they're the videos they get paid on. That's the problem. That's what we're scared of. That's why I made the decision to do this free-to-play series, and why I quit the first one, and why when I knew what was going to happen when I made the choice to do this, and I had to make a decision to be okay with not getting views anymore. I had to be okay with that. And when I was okay with it, I made the change. But I knew that I was going to lose viewership because that's not what you guys consume. So to put it on our shoulders to affect change, when all it does is stops you from watching us, and therefore does the exact opposite of affecting change, is the biggest roadblock there is. That so long as the people want to consume content of opening shards and world record clan boss and all those ones that do the biggest views, as long as those are what you guys are watching, those are what they have to put out, because they have to feed their family. Especially, think of YST. Guy has kids. Scratch they just have a newborn, right? If they stop making the content that you consume for the sake of stopping Plarium, the only one that's going to lose is them. And I think the one sentiment on the view here is that I think that's the. But it's not because they're going to get kicked out and not have test server access. That's not the worry. The worry is if they don't do these videos, you won't watch. It has nothing to do with what Plarium will. I'm just trying to read through the rest of it. It goes, united is a strength. And the trick is what can the players do to be united and to force change? I'll tell you what the players can do is you can watch these videos, my videos, JGigs videos that aren't about shard openings, that aren't about 25x, that aren't about wailing for gold 1, wailing for platinum. You can stop watching those videos and start watching the videos from those same content creators that are just playing the game, just having a little fun in a daily conversation. That's what's going to make change, because then someone like YST or Hell Haters or anyone will see, okay, I can still pay the bills. I can still make a living off of videos that aren't about shard openings and stuff like that. And that's the fear, is that once you get to where I did, there's no coming back. Right? I made this change knowing that it pretty much is the slow, painful end of my Raid Shadow Legends content. And you can't ask people who don't have a good full-time regular job to do that. So that's your roadblock. So you let me know. I guess those are my rambled thoughts. How do we get you, the viewer, to prioritize watching the content that doesn't justify making those videos? How does that work? How do we do that? The reality is, I don't know if it's possible, because opening shards is dopamine. It's like going to the casino. It's like spinning the wheels. It's all of that. And by watching it, you're living vicariously through those who are these big shard opening videos. I used to do shard opening video. It's a 10 to 20 minute. My shards, maybe Amanda's shards, a couple hundred shards, and I get comments like, "You call this a shard opening video?" Because Scratch will get 1,000 shard opens because he'd have a whale and he would open his videos and he would get 20, 30, 40,000 people watching that. That's the content you guys are consuming. That's why that's the content that content creators are putting out. So I just wanted that misnomer that we're scared of Plarium is wrong. And that's why it's so difficult to affect change from a content creator perspective, is because sure, we can all say we're not going to open these summons during the boost. We're not going to do it. But all it's going to do is hurt us. It's not, I mean, there's still whales that don't watch any of our content that are going to open and spend and get what they want, and then the whole movement is lost. So that's my rant. Do you want to play the game? That's where I'm at with it. I'm call it an open letter. I don't know what the answer is. I just know that I worry that if we, there's some major roadblocks to doing what JGigs is calling out. And again, I'm on it. And I think the best comment to end the thought is one of them who says, it won't change a thing. They're on a path of greed that nothing can stop. Well, Plarium doesn't have greed. Plarium's an entity. It doesn't have feelings. And no one person on that board is a maniacal, I need all the money. What it is they're a company that had enjoyed a very large rate of return, and so they're trying to hold to that rate of return. Hey, this company's making 100 million. I don't know how much they're making. 10 million a month profit. And now that's 5 million a month. How do we get back to 10? How do we maintain 5? That's all they're doing. So everything they throw and stick to the wall is based on algorithm, based on statistics. Now I think they're poorly read statistics, but that's what they're doing. They're just trying to do whatever it takes. And we don't have to do it. I mean, this is the biggest conversation, and a lot of people have said it. JGigs done a video on it. I've done it. You don't have to do any of this. You can enjoy the game, just play in the game. Or you can choose to quit the game if you can't, So I'm sure some of you will rip into the comments and be like, you're just a shill for the man. But I'm just a realist on what I think we can achieve. And unfortunately, I don't think all the content creators as a group have enough reach. And if you watch the content creators, it's all us just saying this is ridiculous, fix it, stop this, do it. So there's my rant. Here's my thing. It's thankfully this came up because frankly, I've just been running. Now that I have a Spider 20 team, you can see all I've been doing is running Spider 20, just trying to get accessories so that A, I can have silver if I don't need it, and B, I have a good breadth of accessories to put on my champions to make them stronger. So that's what we're doing for the next month. Maybe we're slowly building a champion, but I haven't gotten any new champions that I must build. We're going to slowly build out the faction wars. There's no new progression other than as we get more silver so that we can build up more gear, we can do better in clan boss. That's kind of my cycle goal. I think my Dragon 20 is a little bit more consistent. I did change Kale to be a glass cannon, so he's got like no HP now, but he's got more attack. It still is very kind of a very underwhelming amount of damage, even at this level. But he dies, he gets revived, everything seems fine. It seems to be on a good cycle, so we're keeping it like that. So now I'm just trying to build out these guys and trying to get them as strong as possible so that I can do that. So that's where the account's going. I hope this video finds you well, and I think we're gonna end her there. I think I've ran out of words to say. I'm with you, Gigsy. I hope this doesn't come off as it'll never work, but I worry that there's some severe roadblocks to getting Plarium to make change. I think it's too late for Plarium. I think as a company they've got a roadmap of profit, and I don't think anything's going to take them off that. So I think you just gotta adjust how you love and play the game to fit until it eventually goes away. Now it could be 5 years from now, but it's certainly over the hump of its fame. Go play Watcher of Realms, which is why the last thing I want to leave you with is starting, if not this weekend, next weekend, see if I can do it. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch again, but I'm going to simulcast. And the reason is many of you joined the YouTube channel as members, and I don't want to leave you in the lurch. I still want you to have all the benefits of that. There's a few of you that I have takeovers that I have to complete. Don't worry, Alex. I'm still beholden to that. But if you don't eventually see me on YouTube because you're watching this a little later, I've gone to Twitch on the weekends, and I'm going to start streaming Watcher of Realms and Raid. So I'll probably start with Raid and then move over to Watcher on the weekends. I really want to start moving Watcher of Realms content, and I feel like the platform for that is Twitch. So just so if you're looking for me, that's where you'll find me. And we're still just doing weekend videos. I'm not doing, I won't be doing Friday night videos for a little while anyway, or streams. So yeah, so that's what I have. I hope I see you guys on Twitch or on YouTube. I got to figure out how to properly simulcast. I've done it before, so we just got to figure out how to configure that, how to work that out. But once we get all the kinks worked out, come over to Twitch and see me. But if nothing else, you can still find me right here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. This is a little bit different of a video, but I thought I had thoughts, and I want to put those thoughts out, and they may be jumbled, and they probably make no sense, but at least I said them. And we'll move on, and hopefully have a great today and a great tomorrow. As always, let me leave you with please be kind, be safe. We'll see you in the next video.